Hooked on a feeling.
That was a weird key we were in there. I was like, it was too low. So it's hard to get up. But hey, Johnny, welcome back.
Thank you.
Johnny's been gone for a bit.
Like 7 days.
It's been a long trip. You've been gone.
It's true.
He's been touring the most remote place in America, I think.
It's a contender for sure.
It's you were definitely far away. So Johnny, where have you been?
Alaska.
Holy good Lord.
But not just like Alaska, like
Not like
you
Anchorage,
know,
just hanging out in the city.
not like plain old boring Alaska. Not that. I mean, Alaska's not boring. It's pretty awesome.
No,
but I was
cities.
in the bush, the Alaskan bush,
Playing shows.
playing shows.
So what incarnation prompted this?
So my buddy Robbie, who we've talked about before, called and said, "Hey, you want to play in Alaska?" And I was like, "Sure." Little did I know, we weren't just flying to like Anchorage to play
That's what
shows.
I sort of thought. When
Right.
you were saying, I'm going to Alaska to do like a few shows. Like how many
I thought
shows
that
was it?
too. God, man, we did 2 shows a day for 5 days. Yeah.
See, I was under the assumption it was like when you were going, it was like, I'm going to do 3 shows.
Nope. No, sir.
No.
Different village every day. So like literally we flew into villages where there was like no paved roads.
Wait, so how many people live in these villages? Because the villages in Europe are pretty big sometimes.
Nope. These were like anywhere from like 350 to like 800, 900 people.
So that's about the amount of people that could fit into a club.
Something like that.
Did all these people come to the shows?
Yes.
That's awesome.
So the thing we were doing, right? There's this awesome guy, Bill. I'm gonna look at Bill's last name because I feel like I say it wrong every time. Bill's last name is.
I'm waiting.
Calm down. Here he is. Here's Bill. Bill, I had it pulled up and then it went in. Bill Pagarin. I always want to put the R first. But anyways, Bill is an awesome dude. He's an amazing drummer. He's got
a good
this
last
thing.
name,
It is,
Pagarin.
right? Yeah.
Like the Pagarin theorist.
I feel like his last name is Filipino. But he's got this organization called Carry the Cure. He goes to a lot of these remote villages where a huge problem there is suicide. So we go into so a lot of these villages, right? Like they're literally ton of it is like based on hunting, you know, like moose and seal and then fishing. Super traditional, pretty amazing way of life, pretty awesome culture. But one of the challenges of being out there, there's a lot of suicide, and it's been especially tough over COVID times, right? Because they've been even more isolated. So go out there. We have this assembly in a school. You play a few songs. Bill does this presentation. There's a team there that people also sort of like, sharing part of their personal stories, things they've overcome, and it helps these kids sort of see, hey, there is hope. Even if you're in a tough spot, you can talk to somebody, and then there's kind of like a thing where they commit to life. You know, commit to, hey, we're not going to take that way out, and then you invite them to a concert that night where there's more
Do
music.
most of the kids come?
The kids come back, and then like all their families and like
Awesome.
a big chunks of the entire village come because there's nothing going on there. They told us there was one of the places where they said they had not had live music like a band since like the 70s.
Good Lord.
And some of these places,
It's like 20 years ago.
yes, if only it was. Some of the places had not had a visitor in over 2 years. So like we were the first people in some of these villages for like a few years.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's
Like outside people, I mean, I think they travel. So like when it's
So dating there is tough.
probably tricky.
Or your
probably challenging.
marriage is probably arranged, maybe. I don't know.
I mean,
I don't know. You were there. So what was it like going from village to village?
So we would wake up early.
Okay.
Right? We'd
What's
load
early?
these, like, I don't know, 6:15.
It's early.
Early for me. We would load these two. We had they were called like King Airs.
Yeah,
The
King
airplanes.
Air's twin engine.
Yep, twin engine.
I mean, it's almost like it's cabin class too, so you can
Like
stand
12,
up a little
12
bit.
passenger.
You stand up, you hunch over, as you can walk.
You hunch over, but yeah.
That's cabin class. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I don't know all these fancy terms.
I'm a
But yeah.
traveler.
One plane full of gear because we had full PA system, drums. I had tube amp with me. Guitars.
Did you have your M80 with you? What did you take?
I did not. They had an amp for me. It was a Fender Excelsior.
Whoa.
Remember those?
Yeah. Was that
cool.
part of the pawn shop
Yeah.
series? Yeah, that's funny.
It was a little ode. I mean, like they didn't know this, but Mike Campbell used one of those in his rig forever.
That's great.
So
it's
a
a good
nice,
amp.
a nice. I actually used to own one of those too.
Yeah, those are cool. I kind of wanted one when they came out, and then they disappeared.
Yeah, they're
weren't-
cool.
they weren't really
That's just what
popular.
they had. I didn't like ask for that,
Whatever.
but it worked out great. So yeah, we'd load all the stuff. We would fly into the new little village. We would set up all the sound stuff and all the stuff for the presentation in their gym in the schools, which in a lot of ways acted like community centers as well. And then we would do both, the school assembly thing and the concert that night in that, the same setup. Then when it was over that night, like at 11 o'clock, pack everything back up, stack it up. The next morning, 2 trucks would come again, like at, 7 in the morning, we'd go load the planes and we'd go to the next village. After sleeping back.
Wait, so you're not in hotels?
There's no hotels.
It's so weird to think of, there's not the normal things we're used to.
Man,
I was at a music festival all week myself.
Right.
We were both gone. I was at Merlefest in Wilkesboro. We got an Airbnb house, great little log cabin, beautiful, air conditioning, cable, Wi-Fi. Go back there every night, get there around 9 or 10 o'clock. We're back home and relaxing, having go to bed in our little bed.
See, I thought I'd be somewhere like that, and and I'd work on stuff and do my emails and message the kids. No phone signal. There was
work most of the time?
None. And then there were Wi-Fi in some of the schools, but literally I only had enough string. I could text, and that was about it. And Instagram Messenger, Facebook Messenger. I couldn't even get on Facebook.
That's awesome.
It kind of was awesome. It was a nice reset.
It's So what was the food like?
Whew, very fishy. I will say moose was amazing. I had moose spaghetti.
That sounds weird and awesome.
It was weird, but it was also awesome. Also had this really cool Filipino dish that they made. But I mean, there's this stuff that they make that it looks like ice cream, but
it's not.
It's really just like lard and fish.
Oh,
and then blueberries.
Oh my! Did you have some of this?
A little bit, and I had this crazy dried herring and beluga whale.
It sounds exactly like the dish that crawls off the plate or table in that famous John Cusack movie from back in the 80s. I want my $2. $2. I know the name of the movie. I just want to see if anyone else remembers it. It's one of my favorite movies. John Cusack, and then his buddies on the ski slope. He goes, look at all, his buddy does lots of cocaine. He goes, look at all the fresh snow here. So he starts snorting the snow everywhere. I thought it was a really funny movie. Wonderful movie. The beautiful French exchange.
Just like that. No, it wasn't like that. But yeah.
You're better off seeing it. That's a hint. Continue. Sorry, you had lard with blueberries in it. So,
there's all sorts of cool native stuff like that, And I mean, we were in Yupik territory, was the name of the native there, the First Nations folks there. It was very cool.
The people were awesome, right?
People were awesome. I mean, really, really awesome.
Yeah,
very kind and welcoming, and they were just excited to have people there.
Now, is it true? Is the main source of transportation for a lot of locals? Is it snowmobiles or snow machines?
They do not call them snowmobiles. I know it's snow machines.
We call them snowmobiles down here in the rest of the.
Those things are amazing. They soup those things up and friggin' jump off mountains and stuff. One of the guys with us, his name was Paul. He was awesome. He played bass too. He's an extreme sports guy. So he's had all these pictures of him breaking every bone in his body off a mountain with a
I've
snow
done
machine.
some snow machine riding in Canada before, and it's so much fun.
They look like.
They're death machines.
I never got on a snow machine, but I did hitch a ride on a 4-wheeler.
My favorite snow machine story, then I'm gonna let you get back to Alaska, is I was going on with my father years back when I was young, and we were going down this trail, and I hit this bank, and then I hit the accelerator instead of the brakes or whatever, because I hit it, and my hand went, and I went off a cliff. And it's and everyone with us he's dead.
That's the end of Baxter.
I happened to hit a tree that was on a ledge, and stuck me there, and then I could climb back out, but then the rest was just death below. And my dad was like, I'm gonna have to go tell his mother that I killed this son. It's gonna be awkward forever. But yeah, Dad didn't die. But snow machines are awesome, or mobiles, whatever you want to call them, or snow kitty carriers,
snow things, snow stuff,
snow piles.
A sled.
Now, do children learn to hunt up there?
Oh my Lord, yes they do. Seals, moose. Fish like crazy. They got their little fish camps. I met one of my now dear friends. His name is Ozzie. Ozzie Friday. How cool of a name is that?
Is that his real name?
I don't know if Ozzie is his actual first name or not.
It's a great name though. Friday the last name?
Yes.
Great.
Kind of awesome, right?
It is awesome.
Ozzie Friday.
It's like Doc Holliday.
He is super hunter. Super moose hunter, seal hunter.
I love
fisherman.
That. Just create a real mountain man.
Dude. Yes. Yeah.
What's the reception to the music?
They loved it. They were super. They loved it.
Like not hearing live music before, it would be like it's gotta be amazing to see that.
I think so, and it's not like they don't. I mean, they have. I mean, there is like my phone didn't work, but there is phone service. Like if you live out there in Alaska, you have phones, and everybody had iPads. Everybody's recording everything, which was interesting to me. And I was like, I guess they would do this because like later, there's nothing going on. They can replay all this
really
stuff.
Funny,
So it is kind of funny, right? But yeah. So it's not like they don't listen. They listen to all this stuff, but just being able to see it live, and have it live.
I mean, you experienced like the White Stripes, like Northern Lights tour, pretty much, like what they did back in the early 2000s.
Pretty cool, right?
You did like some crazy. You're taking airplanes to villages. That's weird.
Just throw on gear and little tiny planes, and pilots were fantastic. Pilots were awesome.
Did you almost die at all?
I mean, there was a time or two I felt like maybe I could have, probably not, but when the planes just like. Not up and down, sideways.
But at least there's like lots of open, so like you land in like the snow, if anything.
It would be a beautiful ending. So just fire and snow and
Fire and Snow is a cool idea. That's the name. Fire and Ice. That's your new record. I'm glad you made it back safely.
I did make it back safe.
And you have good stories to share.
Lots of good stories.
Do you recommend our friends go to Alaska?
You absolutely. Everyone should see Alaska. It is beautiful. And like I said, the people are nice.
It's kind of like southern Aberdeen. It's not true.
Obviously, I was happy to go to they kept telling me I was going to real Alaska,
Yes.
There's not many places you go where there's an entire culture and it's sort of intact. And they're actively still teaching their children, like, hey, here's how you hunt a moose, And it's not just, we just do it for fun. Like, no. For food. We need this for food and to survive.
This will survive us through the winter if we get enough meat.
Yes.
It's an amazing adventure you had, and you get to share music with people that don't otherwise get live music.
It's true.
It's a big deal.
And like I said, Carry the Cure, what they're doing and their mission is pretty fantastic. And I think they're making a huge difference out in some of those really remote places.
I am thrilled that Johnny did this. Share the love, the music, and we're glad you're back.
Good to be back.
Sound, air conditioned. Beds. Well, it was plenty cold up there.
We did. It got 48 degrees one day, and they turned the air conditioner on in the gym. We were just like, what is happening? You're like, it's summer. It's so warm. I was like, I don't know if it is.
People walking around in tank tops at 50.
Yeah, dude. We're in everybody's in their North Face jackets and huddled up. I'm in my little, Wrangler. I don't really.
With long johns and long underwear.
Yep.
No, I would die. I need a little bit more warmth. In my feeble old age, I need more warmth than that, probably. But I'm a weak man now.
We could have huddled together.
You could have held me like a little penguin
seal.
baby.
Get an old seal.
Oh, I'd love that.
Cover you in seal.
If any of you have been to Alaska, let us know. And if you've enjoyed the story at all, just share it. We think it's wonderful just talking about, this is not guitar specific necessarily, but just the adventures and seeing other parts of the world. And I love that. Click like, subscribe, anything that would, if you want to hear more strange stories like this.
It's a good case for why playing the guitar gets you on all these strange, wonderful adventures. I would have never gone to rural Alaska.
No.
If I did not play the guitar.
No chance for you, kid.
Zero.
Unless you just hitchhiked over there just for the giggles.
It's true.
Which is another option.
It's possible. I probably would be dead in the snowdrift somewhere. So, yeah, there you go. All right. Well, hit like, subscribe, click the bell. Thank you for hanging out with us.
Thanks for coming back, Johnny.